All right, guys. So let's generate the SWOT analysis. Quickly, we've had some good discussions, I think, so far. I think what we need to focus on now is just pinpointing what we need to improve on, what's going good for us, what's going bad for us. So, with that being said, let's start with internal positives, which are strengths. Let's just go around in a circle, I guess. Joe, what would you say, like, off the top of your head, like, our number one internal strength would be?
I would say.
Should we talk about a lot of that for that?
I would say probably one of the probably highest strength that we have is a very centralized, over two sports. We only have equipment for two sports,
which
and that's
very
hockey
very
and
technical
lacrosse.
region. I know what you're getting at.
Compared to our competitors who may offer equipment for a wide variety of sports, it's going to be hockey.
No,
as we discussed, I'm going to jot. I have this chart laid out. I don't know if the camera can see it.
Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats.
Yeah, we'll be filling this out. We'll show it to the camera at the end, just to kind of wrap everything up. That way we can display it.
To build on top of what Joe said, with obviously being very specialized in two particular areas, two key areas, if you will, for this region, I believe that our wholesalers and the people we're going to be getting our products from are going to be giving us the cutting edge and top of the line equipment, which is also going to provide a better.
So let's say I think our first point would be
centralized sports, over two sports.
Centralized products. So obviously the products are only for the two sports.
Okay.
With that being said, since these products are so centralized, I think what makes us stand
higher
out.
Higher products.
It's exactly higher end products because what I think
cutting
we've
edge.
we've mentioned several times before this is since we're so centralized in these two sports, the products in which we're going to offer are going to be top of line products in that. So perfect what you're saying. So obviously centralized products, also high quality products.
Yep. / cutting edge.
I would say another one of our probably one of our biggest strengths in the internal aspect would be our customer service. And I know that personally from experience working there is that they take that so seriously, and that's their number one priority is customer service is our priority.
Didn't you have a quote on your name tag?
I did. That was one of the key components. Is they really stress that
Customer satisfaction.
Well, I mean, with that being said as well, the employees, the customer service aspect that Perani's really tries to instill. If you go to the competitors, say Dick's Sporting Goods, Dunham's, they're going to have people that literally work there, but they're not centralized in these two particular areas.
Too broad.
Yeah. They're so generalized, and the spectrum is so broad. For them to give an accurate input, which is going to help a customer and want to build a relationship with a customer, it's not going to happen.
That's exactly why. And hockey and lacrosse are those type of sports that need in-depth, linear relationship, where it's in-depth and they know everything about that product. And it's one of those sports that they should.
I would say.
Literally, I can say from a personal experience, I went out and bought a pair of skates, Bauer Supremes, and I could not handle the difference. If I would have had someone there to tell me, these are so much different than the Vapors,
so on and so forth,
I would have saved $400 on a pair of skates.
So I think
I would say that kind of relates to how knowledgeable employees are. I feel like that's one of the,
Yep, it definitely does.
Definitely
does.
And this kind of goes hand in hand with loyalty to our franchise. Once a customer gets the satisfaction
with their first experience.
They
come in there the first time.
Yeah, they live in Mount Pleasant now, but when they move to Fenton, they're still going to go to the Peranis because they know, okay, well, the Peranis in Mount Pleasant took care of me, this Peranis will too. So let's say one of our last bullet points here for positive internal strengths, let's just say enriched employees. How would you say that? Okay.
All right. I think we've discussed pretty much
that's
solid strengths.
For the most part. Your positive strengths.
What's some internal weaknesses? Because we're not flawless. Let's be honest here.
Yes.
So I think one of the main problems is especially with in terms of how we're going to move forward with our hiring process. I think us too. I think just lack of prior experience.
Prior sales experience. And the sales experience would probably be the number one, the lack of what's there.
Because I think one of the main reasons, and I think it could be a strength in a way too, because we have that ambition, we have that young spunk towards it. But of course, we have to identify it as a possible weakness because if we get out there and we realize we're in over our heads, we have to be able to turn around and identify what we're doing wrong.
Yes.
So identifying that lack of prior sales experience, we now know we have to be conscious of that moving forward.
Yeah, like I mean, I know that Joe and I also have had a little bit of experience in that, but like we haven't had it where we are the top managers, where we're trying to govern an entire department. The lack of experience, like you said, is really going to be one thing we got to focus on. Maybe even to, I don't know, maybe strengthen this weakness would be to get some outside help, or maybe look to corporate and see it, because I'm sure corporate has script and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think also like marketing, in terms of like our marketing budget. I think in terms of like marketing is a key factor, and like when it comes like promoting products. So I think if we don't do a good enough job of displaying,
people really won't know about us. That's the thing. Like, you got to make sure that that's one of our main concerns as far as a startup, like a new franchise. That we have to make sure that we get out there, and although that we might not have, we just got to make sure we're people, no matter if they're hockey fan, like they're hockey players or cross players, even like just normal like everyday citizen. Like you got to make sure that people know that like there's a hockey store on Michigan Street. There's
I think
you're leading more into
the weakness itself.
Opportunities.
Yeah, I think the internal weakness itself is the money for that, because we have to realize it's the marketing budget. We have to realize when we plan this out financially, we have to make sure we have enough set aside for that marketing, because it won't do us any good if we set up this magnificent store in downtown, but yet we still lack marketing for it. And in terms for us to be able to come out and show and display what our products are for, that's huge. So obviously, an internal weakness would be lack of budgeting, lack of marketing.
Yeah, lack of that. I agree. I definitely agree on that.
With that being said, I think we could. One more thing is like human resources for a weakness.
Yes. Definitely.
Like I said, we want to hire these knowledgeable individuals, and we also want to, as we'll move to our external opportunities, we'll talk about how I think for our hiring process, we should dabble into the young kid aspect. Like I know you've worked with Perani's.
A lot of the time they do like that. It's not really. It seems like as far as like the normal sales associates, basic, lower end, like entry level sales jobs that they have there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the time it's just younger guys that they're not in for like the long haul. They're kind of just there, like
exactly. So
I feel like that's
I'll say limited human resources.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because of like we're searching for these. One of our main points is enriched employees. Well, we better be able to find those rich employees, which we're obviously going against our word. You've had first-hand experience that. Well, I know you talk about the casino and how those young kids work and their lack of relationships. So, I think it's that key human resources.
Absolutely.
Moving forward, external opportunities.
I think for external opportunities, some great ways to get involved and strengthen those maybe marketing weaknesses would be to get involved with the Central Michigan University hockey team.
Huge.
Yes.
The campus itself, the students.
Especially
faculty,
even in mid-Michigan too. We can sponsor events. So let's start knocking them down. So external opportunities is I'm going to be one
potential like
ahead. I'm getting involved.
A campus
In academic
and recreational community.
Yep. And then let's build off of that by saying. So let's give some examples. Sponsorship. You can sponsor certain things for Oslo's campus. Throw some ideas up.
You could do teams. You could do just banner opportunities. You could do main stage. Main stage would be definitely a good one because there's a lot of businesses that give out like coupons or sales advertisements about like upcoming promos and stuff like that.
Advertise maybe like a hockey training session in SAC, because I know they have various types of personal training programs.
Maybe imply like hand on like sponsored activities.
Yeah. I would just kind of relate that to marketing too, just because there's 20,000 students up here, and
just basically show Central and the entire city cities of Midland and Mount Pleasant that we're here to stay. We're somewhere that anyone and anybody who's looking to acquire knowledge about the game of hockey and lacrosse, that they can come there. Our doors are open, and we just want to find the best products.
I feel like that's probably good.
I think one of the bigger ones we have to hit on is our lack of competition.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would say showing community love.
There's really not like a hockey or lacrosse store in Mount Pleasant that would be able to.
Well, with that being said, like we were saying earlier, we're also displaying student employee options because we said like we want find an essential hockey player who wants an extra job or a essential lacrosse player.
Just a part-time, 20 hours.
People like us who've had plenty of hockey experience in the past.
I actually just went home with my buddy this weekend. He plays lacrosse here, and he was just telling me about how he literally has to go home to restring his lacrosse stick and stuff.
It's just
after going to our competitors' stores, they just lack in any type of product
because it's a centralized. That's the internal benefit. The external benefit of that is that our competition is lacking the centralized
you see
sports.
the difference in quality.
I could taking the words right out of my mouth. So let's jot down lack of centralized competition. Moving forward, let's finish up here. Wrap it up with external threats. Obviously.
Online competitors.
I would say online competitors.
That's our number one, dude.
Because in this area, hockey players who've lived here for a long time, they know that they can't go to Dick's or Dom's. They've had the experience.
As of right now.
I mean, maybe is there a pro shop in the ice rink?
No, I looked into that, and the products that they offer are very, very limited.
It's same stuff as the Dick's Sporting Goods or Dom's.
So with that being said,
very similar.
Online competitors.
Number one threat for sure.
The only way to tackle that, I think, is just providing the products in store when they can walk in there.
You can actually see it, try it out.
Exactly, and they're just we're gonna have to really establish that our in-store products are more convenient and just as good as any online products that they can receive. So I think external threats, online competitors, also just because, like I said, one of the main points that we hit with choosing Perani's was growing interest in hockey and lacrosse. So with that being said, youth, grandparents and kids who are now raising grandkids and kids into these sports, they're going to think to themselves this, So let's say you're a dad who's not familiar with hockey or lacrosse, but you want your kid in the sports, right? Yeah. Into one of those sports, or both, for say. You're going to think to yourself, I got to buy this kid equipment, where do I go? And what do you think right away?
Dick's, Dunham's.
Exactly. So the only external threat is big name overtaking us. So if we, like I said,
marketing.
Our marketing has to be crucial because if we can get that marketing down, that
then
problem will go away. But as of now, an external threat is big name competitors. Even though, like we established, those competitors aren't necessarily have even remotely close products to us. People are still going to fall for that, and they're going to end up buying those products without us establishing that who we are.
Yes.
I'm going to show this to the camera really quick, and I'm just going to quick wrap it up.
Summarize a little bit,
and that we can. If anything pops in your head while I'm summarizing this, I'll jot it down.
Okay. For sure.
Let's see here.
It's going to be backwards, but it kind of.
Is it going to be backwards?
I think so.
Yeah. I don't know if we should. Do I need to put it on the camera like that?
No, it's okay.
It's fine.
Okay, so we'll wrap it up real quick. I'm just going to summarize everything.
I'm just going to go over the summary.
Real quick. So, positive internal strengths. Centralized products. High quality. Cutting edge products. Customer satisfaction. And enriched employees.
Yeah, I agree.
And internal weaknesses. Lack of prior sales experience that we talked about. That can be a damaging factor, but we can overcome that. Lack of market budgeting. We have to make sure the finance is there for us in terms of being able to supply the right marketing for our customers. And like I said, limited human resources. Will we have the the managers at our dispense up here to function how we want it to? External opportunities. Getting involved in academic and recreational community, such as sponsorships, main stage, hands-on Perani sponsored events, show community love, and displaying student employment opportunities. A new business that gives a bunch of students jobs.
Yeah.
That's going to be very welcome here in the city.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And the one thing is another opportunity is lack of centralized competition around us. Moving forward, last, external threats. Online competitors and big name competitors, just parents and people not thinking of our small company and going for the big names, but that marketing
it's
will
basically
work.
it, yeah.
It's just easier.
I'm really excited to get this thing on the road, and I think we have a
It's definitely a good foundation.
Great venture.
I think so. I would definitely agree. With that being said, I think we wrap this one up, boys.
Yep, I agree.
All right, guys.
Awesome.
Good meeting. Thank you. I appreciate the effort everyone gave today.